You know, it's one thing if you're a Yu-Gi boomer who hasn't played Yu-Gi-Oh for years, who have not been in the competitive scene for years, you don't make content or anything, and you stay away from the game because you don't the modern Yu-Gi-Oh because you don't like what you see. That's totally fine. But if you're a content creator with an outlet, an audience, reach, and you're taking a crap on meta players and you don't even play the game, you don't even play the game competitively, and you think that there's something wrong with the game or Yu-Gi-Oh has a problem. No, Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a problem. And I've got something to say to you guys.
D-Time!
Swaggle Bowden back again, aka Destiny Hero Mike. And welcome back to D-Time! We're here, baby. It's always D-Time. In more ways than one. And yes, I got a bone to pick with some of y'all. But before we do that, man, if you're new here, welcome to D-Time Yu-Gi-Oh! Here, this is a hero channel. This is a hero Yu-Gi Hero Tube channel. Where obviously this is a Destiny Hero Center channel, but we talk about all sorts of different hero things. So if it's your first time watching, or you've been watching for a while, welcome to D-Time. And if you're still on the fence of subscribing, look, we do this every week. So I really appreciate you guys. And also to the channel supporters, the channel membership, definitely big shout out to you guys. Big love. But yes, I got something to get off my chest, man. Because I'm tired of people content creators, yes, I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm tired of content creators crying and nagging about the Yu-Gi-Oh, about modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Y'all don't even play. And look, listen. I'm a hero player, okay? I'm a hero player, and for years I've had my issue with the meta in terms of actual interaction, because I actually play. I actually go out and play, so I can actually tell you from firsthand, from actually playing against the meta, what my problem with the meta is or isn't. But actually, as a hero player, as a vanilla Neos player, I'm going to actually defend the meta today. Because I really believe that AdSense money has gone to y'all head. And y'all can just sit up here in your high chair. You got your subscriber count and all that. And you can sit up here in your high chair like you're some sort of damn authority on what makes Yu-Gi-Oh skillful or not skillful when your butt don't even play. Now, I got to watch my mouth. I still want to be, appropriate. I got to watch my mouth. I don't need profanity because my vocabulary, I actually have vocabulary and I'm going to use it. I don't need to use profanity to get my point across. So with that being said, some of you asked the question, what skill is? Or what constitutes skill? I watched the video, not just yours, if you know who I'm talking about, not just your video, but a few other people's video. Who's talking about what the meta we talk about the top, we talk about who the top winners are, the top decks, the same tier limit, a lot of tier limit players, and there's a lot of sprite players. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a very good thing. Because a lot of you guys, you're too busy crying and complaining and nagging about the meta that you don't take into account product, business. This indicates that the product, our TCG product, is moving. This indicates that this is bringing in new players. This indicates that product, the new product, is selling, which means they're going to keep bringing out new product, good or bad or whatever. And also, I have another example because before I even get into that, let's go back to the skill thing. Let's go back to the skill thing. Oh, this is raw. This is uncut. This is raw. We're gonna keep it as raw as I can. But talk about skill. Now you made the point about Nibiru and hand traps. About having a Nibiru in hand, a Valor in hand, an Ash in hand, and you said that if they have it, they have it. That's not skill. That's not luck. That's not good. But meanwhile, disregarding the same legends like Jeff Jones, people who constantly top like Pac, people who do really well at this card game. DB Grinder, Austin, he actually talks about the game from a competitive standpoint. In his videos, I've seen so many cases where the opponent, they draw the tits. They draw really good. They draw the best hand and they lose. They misplay, and he goes over, he breaks down why they misplayed, what the misplay was, and why it was a misplay. That's partially how I came back into the game. Back to my man Pac, okay? He constantly tops. That's not skill. He constantly tops, and when he breaks down in his deck profiles about his decision making, his deck building skills, and his decision making within certain duels and his matchups, that's not skill. That's not skill. Joshua Schmidt, shout out to him. He's a beast. Billy Breaks, legend. They constantly top with the same meta deck, okay? They got the same cards. They start off with the same cards, a lot of these decks. They have the same sort of similar builds-esque, just about, and certain special techs which make a completely different deck if you think about it. One or two different tech choices and options and timing. But we don't talk about timing. We talk about the card. We talk about the hand trap that you don't like, but we don't talk about the timing, and we don't talk about the minute the minute choice making that goes into it. For example, a Nibiru. Let's talk about Nibiru. I have a Nibiru in my hand, but you say that Nibiru that's not a skillful card. Okay, but what if I just have it, okay? But what if my opponent, they read that I have a Nibiru and they end on a board of just 4 summons? Now that Nibiru is a brick, or they have they have the Wonder Griffin, they have the Griffin Rider on the board, and or DeFleur on the board before I can even use my Nib. Now my Nib, you say that is luck that I have Nib, but now that Nib is a brick, effectively a brick. Things like that happen all the time. They activate Rhoda, okay? Now I Droll. Haha, you're locked out, right? You say that Droll is a luck card, or I have it. Now they bust out Fusion Destiny. Or they play a whole game they build a whole board through my Droll because they know how to play around Droll. Or let's say I successfully dropped the Nibiru, yet they're still able to play. I have a whole video lecturing on how you can use Destiny Hero Plasma and D-Force as a hero player on how to shut down Nibiru after they brought out Nibiru. How to play through a round and through a Nibiru. I have a whole video on that. But we're going to sit here and say that Nibiru is just pure luck. Nibiru can either be good or bad in your hand. But we don't talk about these. Listen, I'm a hero player, but I've got the mind of a pro meta player. I'm just playing with just lesser good cards with vanilla Neos. I've got whole matches, whole live matches recorded from Power of the Elements, vanilla Neos, turn skipping Sprite, tier limits, things of that nature. I'm beating that stuff down. So and back to the top decks. Back to a video that we saw, the top 38, the recent tournament that just passed, and you want to label it. I think Yu-Gi-Oh has a problem. No, it doesn't. No, Yu-Gi-Oh is that's the solution, because now product is being moved. Now back to my point about product being moved. We know that this stuff is selling, which means we're going to keep getting more Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is good. People are playing the game. People are buying the product. That's good. It is not up to you to decide what they want to play or what they can or can't play. It is not up to you to wag your fingers and say, oh, the meta sheep, oh, you're just copying the OCG and stuff like that. And you're just copying because you think, well, first of all, you say that we just copied the OCG and tier limits and Sprite isn't good because we just copied the OCG, and there just happens to be a lot of people who are playing that deck. But the results don't lie. If these decks were trash, they wouldn't be in top. Or there would be just a few. If these decks were not good, it wouldn't. There are plenty of decks. We're going to completely discount all the decks that came out that had hype, but then it just fell off. Because it actually just fell off to the meta. The meta changes all the time. But we can't sit here and discount what's the result. We can't discount the result. If the deck was trash, it would not have topped. It would not have topped. For example, there was Sword Soul is meta, yes. Sky Striker is meta, yes, and so is look. I really don't like Mystic Mind. No one likes Mystic Mind. It's it's an unhealthy card that should be banned. But in the last and the nationals that just passed, the Sword Soul player won, and it's a meta deck, but he won in a. Yes, they were using skill drain, and they were not skill drain. They were using floodgates such as Goes In and Rivalry, stuff like that. But he played around the winner. Shout out to him. He played around Mystic Mind with the inbuilt archetype. He used the quick play spell card, the 10-Yi spell card to out the Mystic Mind. And that really is what I believe what won him the game. That was a skillful play, and that was a built-in, despite floodgates, that was a built-in archetype card, and he won because of that. He outed the Mind because of that. He was able to get rid of his monster off the board, and that broke the Mystic Mind, and that I believe is why he won. Things like that. It's the way you play your card. We are all playing the same cards or the same amount of different decks, but we're playing our cards differently. And you're gonna sit here and totally. That's how I know you don't play the card game. That's how I know y'all don't play. It's not just one person I'm calling out. That's how I know y'all don't play y'all sit here and get this ad. Y'all sit here and get this ad revenue from wagging y'all fingers at the player for supporting the game. Another thing, we're hero players. And my channel, you can go on my channel. We talk about all sorts of different ways on how to counter the meta. Meta is good. Meta is fun. Meta is a true testament to where your deck stands. Like, just straight up. A meta is a testament to where your deck stands, whether you want to play meta or not want to play meta. For example, in the recent top 38, did we see a single Maju Garzette? Now, my opinion, I don't like Maju Garzette. I think that deck is trash. It is a rogue deck, but I personally think that deck is trash. And it shows because it didn't top. We didn't see it in the list. It's a luck sack deck. But luck wasn't on his side. I don't know how many people entered that deck out of that many players, but we didn't see it in not even in the top 130, the top 100 something. We didn't even see that there, for example. But we saw a lot of tier limit players. We saw a lot of frog slash sprite decks. And another thing, you're gonna sit here and crap on the players who want to come back. Okay, listen. I'm a brand new player, or I'm an old player. I'm an old school player, and I want to come back. And when I played back in the day, I played a meta deck. I don't want to have to think too hard. Like, come on, like just give me the shortcut. Why is that a bad thing? There's a player who came back. He built a sprite deck, and he's having the time of his life. I'd rather him be playing a meta deck at the card shop, having the time of his life, than him being somewhere else off doing something stupid or non-productive. I have another friend, best friend, closest friend to this day. He's a Dark Magician player. And he hasn't played this game in a long time. He just came back, and he's been beating people up on Dual Book. He's been doing good against the meta, Tier Limits, Sprite, and other meta decks on Dual Book, and that gave him the courage to go out and buy these cards online and come back to the card game. And he only went X2. He didn't get blown out against the meta. And he felt good, and he wants to come back and keep playing again. The meta is healthy. There is nothing wrong with the game. The meta is how we test if our deck is trash, if our homebrew slash Frankenstein deck is trash, or if it's good. Can we hold up against it, or do we get blown out by it? Okay, back to the drawing board. If we get blown out by it, okay, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. This makes me feel very good. I'm able to at least hang with the deck or beat it. This makes me feel really good. I'm gonna keep doing it. Now I'm gonna keep playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Now I'm back in the game. I'm another number. See, watching people like you guys is what makes people not play. Is what makes people turn around and say, hey, this game, I'm gonna keep the same toxic mindset that I'm gonna just stay away. Because of watching people like you. If I watched people like you, I wouldn't be playing this game today. Do you know that? But instead, I watched good players. Yeah, good players like Pac. That's what brought me in. My videos are inspired by Pac. If you watch all my deck lists, first of all, I show you my tournament result. And then second, I'll show you the deck profile. Third, in the deck profile, I break down, just like Pac, my decision making and some of my matchups. Just like, I learned that from Pac, bro. So if you want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you want to learn what's good, what's bad. You want to innovate certain decks. You can innovate anything. I took vanilla Neos and topped with that. Yeah, you can go take a look. I topped with that because of minds like Pack, videos or duels like Dual DB Grinder. Like, okay, now how can I apply that to what I really want to play for fun and have the time of my life? So it's people like you, it's pessimists like you, like y'all, sitting here getting all this ad revenue to, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh's bad. It's not skillful. That's turning with the reach that you guys have. That's turning people away from supporting the product. Exhibit A in the recent tournament. All those people support the card game. You're taking a crap on all those people who support the card game. So that's just something to think about. I'm tired of people who don't come out here and play the game. And it's just like their grandmama. I'm gonna end this video off. I've ranted for too long. It's just like your grandma say, and y'all can fill in the blanks. If you can't take the heat, what? I'm gonna repeat that again. If you can't take the heat, stay your sorry butts out the kitchen, man. Okay? Stay away from locals. Okay, y'all ain't ready. Hey, the weakest player in my locals will body y'all in the duel. Yeah. The weakest player at my tournament will body y'all at my locals will body y'all in the duel. Y'all ain't ready for these locals. Y'all can't even do good at the locals. I got my invite to the next nationals. Where's y'all's at? But that ad money. Yeah, that ad money is good. Oh, I don't need to play because I'm above y'all. Hey, no, this is a hardcore. This for the hardcore. Even if it's just a hero player. Even if it's just a hero deck, it's not meta. This is for the hardcore. This is for the people who actually come out to their OTSs and support their OTS shops and get results, or want to get results, or aspire to get results from their OTS shops and regionals and stuff like that. I've got all that there on my channel. I got my credentials. Where's y'all's at? Up here crying about the dang card game, the dang old card game. So stay out the kitchen, stay out the OTS shops. It ain't for y'all. Stay on Master Duel. Stay on the simulators. Stay on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. That's where y'all belong. Stay there. It's fun over there. Go against randoms over there. Yeah. Stay to that. Stay out the card shops. Don't buy the cards. Stay talking about the market watch. They nothing wrong with that. It's because it's safe over there. Stay talking about the market watch. Stay talking about the new cards that are coming out, and make comedy videos and or piss and moan about cards that you like and don't like that are coming out and stuff like that. Stick to that. That's your lane. Don't talk about the meta. Don't talk about the card game. Card game is great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is greater than it's ever been. It's healthier. It's more popular than it's ever been. And I say that as a hero player, and I'm defending the meta. So get out our face with that. And that's on behalf of all of us. I'm out.